Greetings, everyone. You are watching TAT, Talking Alopecia with Tammy. And I would like to share with you all my origin story. Kind of like a superhero, right? Sometimes I think my alopecia is this superhero trait. We'll talk about that in another video. For right now, I want to share with you guys the journey I took as a young girl with alopecia. So I come from a heavily Christian background, and going to church is was a big part of my culture when I was younger. Okay, I believe for me the saying is cleanliness is next to godliness, and so you had to be in order. You know, your hair had to be straight and tied. You had to be looking right so you can go in there and be right. With that being said, I was in my auntie's house getting ready for church. And she was combing my hair, and I was fine. I was on the bottom, and she was combing my hair, and I remember her getting up and going over to the phone. And this is back in the day when they had landlines. And so she's dialing the number on the wall, dialing the number on the phone that's on the wall, and she takes the phone and she goes around the corner. So all I see is a cord go around the corner. I don't know what y'all know about them cords. All I see is a cord go around the corner, and I hear a conversation as I'm sitting there. And she says, she calls my mom's name. My mom's name is Deborah. And she says, Deborah, her hair's really falling out when I'm combing it. And I guess my mom, says something, kind of Charlie Brown, womp, you hear something. And my auntie goes, no, Deborah, it's really coming out. In my child mind, things are fuzzy. I'm going to say it was probably part of a coping mechanism for myself being such a young kid under so much stress and different things happening in my life that I can't pinpoint day-to-day things. But in general, it felt like I went from that event happening to very quickly losing all of my hair. So I went from about shoulder-length hair to no hair at all. I vaguely remember memories of waking up in the morning and seeing hair on my pillow. Some memories of when I would wash and there would be hair in the drain. My mom's look on her face, she never spoke about it, but she always had this look of just concern on her face. It would always make me think maybe as a kid I did something wrong, and I would ask, Mama, did I do something? Because I wanted her to have peace and happiness, and you could tell that she was in turmoil. And who could blame her? Her little brown girl is losing her hair and she has no idea what to do. So as we go along, I once again am not quite as aware of what this really means. And the timetable does go by fast. Before I know it, I am completely bald as a young 4-year-old girl. Within maybe about a year or so, if that, my mom had to, consult the doctor and things like that. And the end result was one day me showing up to a doctor's office. I had no idea what was going to happen. This is the time before people understood that you do need to talk to your children about what's going to happen, so that way they can be mentally prepared. I went to the doctor's office. I'm a very obedient child. I trust my mom. I had no questions of anything. I sit on the table as they ask, and as the adults are talking, the doctor turns around and he swivels around a table that has all these needles on it. I begin to realize those needles are for me. I begin to scream, look at my mom, look at the doctor, begging, I'm pleading. I then see my mom's discerning face even more with discernment, like she is just torn because she is trying to do the right thing by her daughter, but she is not sure if this is the right thing for her daughter, but she wants to do all that she can, all that's in her power to. And so as she is fighting on her decision, she is then asked to hold me so that way they can stick the needles in my head. The needles are then placed one by one in my head as I am fighting and screaming and crying and pleading with them not to do so. The needles are then put into my head. Days later, there is this crust, this brown crust on my head which flakes off. It covers my whole head It is embarrassing. It was even more alienating, because now not only am I a skinny black girl with big glasses and a bald head, now I'm a skinny black girl with big glasses, a bald head, and brown crusts coming off of the top of her head. So if I wasn't already an attention getter, oh, I am now. I am now. I honestly remember only one episode. Going to that doctor. I believe after that, my mom just decided that was not for us. I agreed. We just decided to let go and let God, and truly just move forward. There was a lot of prayer on my behalf. I was always on a prayer list. Part of my memories of my grandmother, who I love very much, was the time we would spend together and she would pray for me. She would put oil on my forehead and she would pray over my head, and that I would get hair. It was the best thing they knew, and the best way to love me and to support me. And, that's how those things went. That's how the whole thing went. Until I went to school and began to become bullied and wigs, and that's a whole nother episode. So now you know my origin story. It's nothing spectacular, but it's the truth. And for me, I think it's important that I share that, because one of the things that I did notice is online, there's a lot of people who talk about alopecia, and they have all these beautiful pictures, and they all hemmed up looking all like this and like that and all those things. But at the end of the day, I'm an everyday person. I don't do all that. I do what is right. I do people right, and I just so happen not to have any hair. It doesn't impede anything in my life, and I'm grateful for that. And I just wanted to remind you of that. No matter where you are in your alopecia journey, whether it is that you are a parent of a child dealing with alopecia, whether you are a teenager and this has developed in your life now, whether you are an adult and something has caused this to manifest in your life, I want you to know that no matter what, your hair will never be a definition of who you are. Ever. No one element will ever be a definition of who you are. You are an accumulation of so many wonderful things. So many wonderful things. And you are blessed. And you bring joy to the world with all that you have to offer. And your hair is not one of them. And that's okay. And that's okay. That was what was in my heart to share with you all. I wish you all a happy Alopecia Awareness Month. I'll try to put up them fly pictures or something. I don't know. I usually am fly without an effort, but maybe I put a little effort in for you. Throw a little makeup on a sister. I am also here for my fellow alopecians. If you need someone to talk to, confide in, just to laugh with. I've been told I'm pretty humorous. Someone just to listen to you. I am here for that. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Feel free to reach out to me. I am more than willing to share any insight that I can offer. I am more than willing to be a positive part of your journey. Once again, thank you for joining me on TAT. Talking Alopecia with Tat. I promise I will make more videos in a more timely manner. It's always good to be with you all and to grow with you. Bye-bye, guys.